Yeah, what it do, baby? It's MOONKID Max back with another episode of MOONKID Max's reviews and reactions. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, y'all. So today I'm gonna be doing my highly anticipated review for Dune. Okay, not highly anticipated because don't nobody know me yet, but the movie is highly anticipated. Therefore, for the small following that I do have, I was like, well, I'm the type of person where I listen to a lot of reviews. I get mad when I run out of reviews to listen to. So I'm sure there are other people like me who just like to hear different people's opinions on movies. So that's why y'all are here on my channel. I'm gonna give y'all my personal perspective and viewpoint and opinion on Dune 2, because everybody has different opinions. Everybody has a lot of the same opinions, but it's your personal experience which makes things different. So I just appreciate y'all for tuning in, coming to see what's good. So first, I just want to tell y'all about my experience with Dune, which is I didn't know what the fuck it was until the Timothée Chalamet led one came out. So to begin, I just want to tell y'all about the first otherworldly fantasy type thing that I've really property that I really got into, which was The Lord of the Rings. And this was back in the early 2000s when they were coming out. I was in school, middle school, and we were reading The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. So for me, it was I was associating these things with boring, oh, this is schoolwork or whatever. I gotta read these books. But then the movies came out and it was yo, this is a lot better than what we doing in school, fight scenes and monsters and all this stuff, elves and all that. So I thought that shit was so cool, bro. So I was on Lord of the Rings, that original Peter Jackson trilogy, dog. I was on that junk. My dad hated it. He thought those movies were so boring and long-winded. He was trash. I sleep through them. I can't get through them. So to bring that story into Dune, the reason that I'm telling y'all that is because I feel like I'm my dad in this situation when it comes to Dune. Not to the extent that I don't think Dune is trash at all. Actually, I like the movie a lot. However, I think that if I read the books and I knew the book lore and I really knew the characters and everything, then I would have a better time with this movie. Not to say that I don't have a good time, because I do, but I feel to fully captivate you and have the full experience of Dune, that you would need to be a fan of the books before you see the movie. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna get into the good about the movie, what I really liked, and I'll start with the obvious. The whole Dune brand is based upon special effects, action sequences, and production design, set design. Special effects, action sequences, production design. That's the Dune brand, because that's what they do best. It's the most amazing visuals. The only visuals that I can think are better than it are Avatar. I've really been trying to brainstorm a movie where the visuals are more like spectacle and exhilarating and captivating as these visuals that we see in this movie. And the Avatar story is kind of mid. Might be good to some. That's debatable. We not on Avatar right now, but I don't think it's debatable that Avatar has, especially The Way of Water, had the craziest, the best visuals we've ever seen the screen. But Dune is up there with that, though. That's the point I'm trying to make. The production design, the set design, I could tell that they were actually on location. And obviously, they probably used a lot of CGI as well, but I think mixing the real life locations with the CGI is what made it look realistic. They were actually out in some sand desert. You look at a movie like Ant-Man Quantumanium, for example, and they were in this other world, this fantasy world. But I'm watching the movie and I'm come on, bro, I might as well see the studio lights at this point, because this shit just looks so fucking fake, bro. It doesn't look obviously a fantasy world can't look real, but shit, Dune was a fantasy planet, another planet that wasn't Earth, and they had different rules and shit, and still they made it look realistic. I believed it. But Ant-Man, I'm come on, bro, what this it looks like an artificial world. Action sequences were very well choreographed. I like the different technology that they have, the invisible shield suits, and there was a scene with Austin Butler's character, and it was black and white, and he was just kicking ass, yo. But it was so artistically shot and beautiful. Like it was like a piece of art, dude. Like it wasn't just no regular, like I said, the Beekeeper in my past review, that was just some round them out kick ass type vibes. Like this joint was art, bro. It was like good fighting, but art, top of art. It was a little psychedelic, like it was trippy. You know, I'm a trippy rapper, so you know I like those psychedelic scenes. You know what I'm saying? So another like top tier thing was the world building. I was really impressed with the world building, and like I found out that Dune is what inspired Star Wars, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of similarities to Star Wars, but apparently Star Wars is actually similar to Dune, not the other way around. Like how they have the Frim culture and like they had this like foreign language. I don't know, like I'm curious to know what inspired the language in the movie because these actors were like speaking it really well. I'm literally curious to learn how actors do that, how directors direct actors doing that and all that. It's interesting. But they had like this like language that went with the Frim culture, which is the Sand People. Like little nuances, like the Sand People have to teach Paul, the main character, that you, like I think they even did this in the first movie, but you gotta walk off rhythm so that you don't draw attention of the sandworms that come and like eat niggas up. So yeah, interesting like how they did the world building with the spice, and how the spice is kind of like an analogy to the Middle East is what I feel. I think that's what the point is. It's just like how we treat the oil in the Middle East is such a like resource that is so valued, and spice in this Dune universe is so valued, and we like everything runs around the spice, just like how everything in like this world, our world, runs around the oil and how valuable oil is. So it's interesting to see how they like a think piece off of this analogy and studying the way things played out, and like how it's thought-provoking and intriguing. Another thing I liked was the spin on the white savior trope. Now, like I always say, if you've been keeping up with my past videos, I'm not trying to trigger nobody. I'm not really trying to get into politics at all, but we all know that there is a white savior trope. And at first, when I first saw the first Dune, I was thinking, oh boy, here's another white savior trope. But it's interesting how Paul has his transformation from like a shy, mellow, kind of reserved, like he's not like a big dude, so he's not imposing, like this really just like chill dude who's supposed to be this like messiah, the chosen one, and how by the end of Dune 2 he's a completely different person, and he has this transformation into this guy who is just like, I'm power hungry. He has all the power, and now he's just like, we gonna do what the fuck we gotta do. And like his views changed from it reminded me of Scarface, how like Scarface had that rise to the top, and as he got higher and higher, his ego got the best of him. I can see, I don't know what happens in like the other Dune books, but I can see Paul's ego getting the best of him. And yeah, so it was interesting to see that he was bashful at first about not being the Messiah, and he was not embracing the role, and he was like, I'm not y'all savior. Instead of like a lot of the time the white savior trope is like, I'm the white person who comes here to save these poor people of color. It wasn't like that at all. He was like, I don't even want this role. I just want to avenge my father. So I'm doing this review under the notes that you know what happened in Dune 1, by the way. If you just watch it because you watch it, that's cool too. But yeah, so it was cool for him to like be bashful about it, and before he got real power hungry, he proved himself to the front, like the Sand People, by like doing the missions of like shaking up the Emperor. He was doing the missions with the Frim People to take out the sand dune, like the production spots where they make the spice, because the Emperor knows that the spice is so important. So they were trying to like shake shit up with the Emperor basically. And as he's like proving himself, and then he learns how to ride a sandworm, and that was like the ultimate like, all right, this brother is with us, and he proves himself to the people, and in the end he does end up being the chosen one eventually. So yeah, this movie is really just a reminder as to why they call it Hollywood magic, because like you watch this and it's like, how the hell do they even do all, like how do they make, it's amazing the things that they can create on these screens, yo. You know, I hear that at one point in time they were saying that the Dune book was impossible of adaptation, and now technology has caught up. I'm like, man, imagine like if we could go send these movies, this Dune movie, the Avatar movie, Avengers Endgame, if we could send these movies to people like 100 years ago when it was just silent films, or they were just starting to do like speaking films, they would lose their minds, man. Like, yo, you know how crazy it is? And people these days are so unimpressed because it's like we've been watching movies like this for decades now, but like really, it's like this is really impressive, and we need to like be present and like recognize how amazing this shit really is. Even though we've had this slump in the movie industry as of lately, I think it's important that we have these movies like Dune 2 and Barbie and Oppenheimer, or we could take it back to like the 70s with Star Wars, or the 60s with Planet of the Apes, or the 80s with Steven Spielberg and E.T. and Close Encounters. And it's important that for the industry that we love to like sustain and like thrive is that we keep putting out these epic, iconic like movies that are innovative and they're time stamped. They stamp in time. Like when we think of this era, this movie is in the zeitgeist, and it's like, yeah, that was something special. We need these movies. So like I like applaud those filmmakers, the directors, the actors, all the people who put that shit together. Like, man, it's just thank you. I don't know if y'all even go see this, but thank you for keeping cinema alive, for real. I do have a few criticisms of the movie if I really wanted to be like critical or analytical or whatever, but I feel like this video is already long enough, so I'm not going to like deeply dive into the criticisms. No movie's perfect. I will say Austin Butler's character, I thought he was a star of the movie. Like, he was my personal favorite character in the movie. He did his thing. I usually go over multiple stars, but I just really liked Austin Butler's character. But yeah, y'all, so that was just a few of my thoughts for the movie Dune Part 2. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, I know there's literally thousands of other reviews that you can listen to, and you chose to listen to mine, so I appreciate that very much. You could do a brother a favor. If you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, because I'm gonna keep these reviews pumping out. Hope that you enjoy my personal take. But yeah, that's about it. Hit that like button, shoot me a comment, let me know what you thought of the movie. But alright, y'all, peace and much love. MOONKID out.
It's a lot of crime where I'm from. Try me and get touched. Be in LA, the hood, but VA in my blood. It's the moon wolf, nigga, come with booze and butt. Protecting the city, Los Angeles is my Gotham.